About a year ago, I was feeling really unproductive, unmotivated, and I had a lot of goals, a lot of dreams and aspirations that I wanted to achieve, but I really had no motivation to get up and get going. And it always seemed like there was never enough hours in the day to accomplish the task that I wanted to accomplish. So that really set me out on needing to find out what was going on and how I could change that. So I started to look and do some research on morning routines, morning habits, things that could help me get my day going and help me achieve the best version of myself. And what I did was I started looking at a lot of YouTube videos, reading a lot of self-help books, and I really started to zone in on what I was doing in the morning. And after doing all that research, I pinpointed something that I know we all do, but was certainly holding me back. And from there on in, I stopped doing this. The alarm would go off, I'd hit the snooze button 3 too many times, I'd lay in bed scrolling through Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, catching up on all my social media, checking emails, looking for missed calls, and of course sneaking in a game of Candy Crush or two. I mean, who doesn't like Candy Crush, right? So I made the decision. Not checking my phone for the first hour of every morning was going to be the new habit I was going to try to get into. No checking social media, no checking emails, no checking missed calls, nothing, nada. Not a single touch of my phone. Side note, I know a lot of people say that it's not good for you to sleep with your phone in your room, but because I work a job where I'm kind of on call at almost any moment of the day, my phone stays in my room. So the challenge was going to be for me to get up first thing in the morning without touching my phone and checking social media. Now, when I get up, I'm no longer laying around in bed wasting time being idle. I get up right away, head to the washroom, take care of all my morning necessities, my morning business.
A few minutes later.
Get dressed, and then I'm off to my day. On to habit number 1, which is to read. Now, anyone that knows me from when I was young knows that I don't really like reading. It's not that I'm illiterate, I just found it quite boring. However, taking time to read has taught me to slow down, absorb information, spend time on myself. And because the types of books that I read are much more about motivation and inspiration, it gets my mind set for the day on a positive mindset. One thing I quickly realized was that the downside to searching and scrolling through social media first thing in the morning was I would wake up and find myself comparing myself to everybody else's curated perfect life. And the fact is, none of their lives are realistic. Everyone knows that we take 1,000 photos before we get that right angle and then finally post it to social media. And when I was following certain individuals, what I would find is I would be looking at their successes and then starting to slowly compare that to mine. And instead of that being an inspiration for me, what it ended up doing was being demotivating. Now, the second thing that I started to do that's been super beneficial to helping me reinvigorate my mornings was I started a progress journal. Now, those of you who've been around the channel for a little while, you've seen in a previous video that I've talked about this. And what this journal does is it helps me take a few minutes first thing in the morning to plan my day. Think about the things that I want to achieve, the goals, the habits that I want to produce, and also makes me stop and think about the things that I'm grateful for. And I think this is critical because so many times we get up in the morning and, as I said, with social media, we start comparing ourselves to other people and what their life has and what our life doesn't have and all that other stuff. But when you take time to think about what you're grateful for and appreciate what you have, and then really plan the goals and the successes that you want for the day, it's been life-changing for me. Now, case in point, this very YouTube channel that you're looking at right now is a product of the fact that I had to switch things in the morning. I would talk about how I wanted to create my YouTube channel and what I was going to do and the videos I was going to shoot, but I wasn't doing anything. And it wasn't until I really started to take the time to write down in my progress journal every morning, little by little, daily steps that I was taking and going to take in the following day that helped me to get my channel started. With these two things in mind, getting up right thing in the morning, not taking time to scroll through social media and check emails and check all these other things, taking time to read and to plan out my day has not only helped me to start my day on a positive, but I found myself getting so much more completed in the same amount of hours in the day that I used to complain that I didn't have. It's these very small, simple, incremental changes that you can make in your life that will definitely help set you onto that track of getting things done. Peace and love.